good, everybody? It's your boy Kama. We back with another video, man. Today a little celebration. I'm on the deck having a little sip of wine. Son has his moving up ceremony today on his way to middle school, so I toast to that. So, real quick, I wanted to touch on cornerbacks, right? In the division, of course. What makes everybody has their own different standard when it comes to what makes you a great corner, what makes you shut down. I'm gonna just throw this out there. I don't think it's no such thing as a shutdown corner in the NFL, all right? I believe it's number one corners. There's very good corners, good to great corners. But to the magnitude of a Dion, a Champ Bailey, or things of that nature, I don't believe it's no more those type corners. I believe it's good corner. Like you gonna win battles, but I think in today's league, and like I believe the same for true for basketball. In today's league, the athletes are so dynamic that it's almost impossible to shut people out or shut them down completely out the game. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like you just see videos. There was a video surfacing about Jalen Ramsey with the rookie guy from Chicago hit him with a nasty double move, but the ball was incomplete or something. It's like, I mean, he's explosive. So it's like, as a playing corner in today's league, you're going to get them type of plays where it's like you beat badly or somebody just ran past you, or like Stephon Gilmore was the defensive player of the year, and I watched what's the big guy, DK Metcalf, just run past him and jump over and catch the pass like it was a nothing in one game. So it was like, I think in that instance, in terms of shutdown corner, it just is what it is. But there are some very good corners, right? And I do believe a lot of people nowadays, we go off names, you know what I'm saying? It's more name driven than actually result driven. Because if I asked you who was the best corner in the NFC East, majority, 95% of the people who was just like a regular average fan would just, oh, that's easy, that's Darius Slay. But the numbers don't back that up. Now, when Bradbury got his contract, everybody said, they just reaching, they giving him money because they terrible at the secondary and all that, but he didn't have the name, but the production is top 5 in every category this year. He elevated that team. I'm saying he did it single-handedly. He elevated that team to a top 10 defense for the most part. I feel like things like that happens, right? Because having one part of the defense solidified that you don't have to worry about that, and you could just, okay, I know what they used to do with the Jets with Revis. Sometimes they'll let Revis take out the number 1 and number 2 wide receiver, and they double the other guy. So these are things you could do when you got a corner on that side that you trust, and you trust on the island. You know what I'm saying? So now with Darius Slay, I believe Darius Slay is a very good corner, but what I believe is off that season when he had like 7, 8 interceptions, ever since then he got paid, and he just automatically got this stigma of being the top corner in the league. And he's good, but I don't think he's top 5 in my opinion. And I see a lot of people saying, oh, he only had 2 bad games last year, this, that, third. But you can say that, right? But they had a game versus the Cowboys. The last game versus Cowboys was Andy Dog, because the first game they played Ben DiNucci, so it was garbage. Both of Amari Cooper and Michael Gallup had 120 yards apiece, right? 121 yards apiece. CeeDee Lamb had 65 yards and a touchdown at the side. Now, you could show me and break down the targets and say, well, it was only so-and-so versus him and this, that, third, but all three of them had good games, so who was you D'ing? Those Schultz. Who are you D'ing? Who are you playing defense on? Like, that's what they brought you in there for, right? Am I wrong? Like, so I don't get his season stats is, 77% completion percentage. On 74 targets, he gave up 57% completions. I'm not a mathematician. I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but I'm pretty sure those are not the stats you were looking for your number one highest paid corner at the time. When they got him, he was the highest paid corner. Of course, Ramsey broke that record, but if you look at it, you break it down, right? How are your stats worse than Trayvon Diggs, who the Cowboys secondary for the most of the year was barbecue chicken? We had misdirections here, we had miscommunication here, miscommunication there. People running wide open. He was getting beat at the beginning of the year, like going through growing pain. Like, how does his stats still end up being better than yours? It's alarming. Sometimes we don't demand results. We demand your name is enough to carry you through, and it shouldn't be like that. Like I said, I'm not saying that Slade's a bad corner, but I will put the numbers up. If you look at him and Bradbury numbers, it's night and day. Bradbury's top 5 in every category, which compels his team to be a top 10 defense. Now, when we put the same example, because I'm being fair, when the Cowboys played the Giants in the game that Dak got hurt, CeeDee Lamb went off that game. He had 8 catches, like 120-something yards. I put it up. Gallup had like 75 yards. But Coop only had 2 catches. And Zeke went off on the ground. He had a good game on the ground. And Zeke had 97 yards off of 19 carries, and Pollard added like another 35 yards. So we were able to move the ball on defense, but you could point and say, yo, Bradbury did his job versus Coop because we exploited other matchups because, okay, we felt like we could run on them. We felt like we liked our matchup with CeeDee in the slot, obviously, and we liked the matchup with Gallup on the other side, so we exploited that all game. That I can't knock Bradbury on that because your job, they paid you to come stay with Coop. And you stayed with Coop. Whether he was a decoy or not, or you did a great job, or you shoved that, you did. But if I look at the stats and both the top 2 wide receivers got 120 yards and the guy in the slot got 65 yards and a touch, like, who are you then that justifies you getting the money that you get? Or being considered the number 1 corner or a lockdown corner? Because like, men lie, women lie, numbers don't, bro. It don't. Like, we want to screen this 2 bad games thing. Like, if you a top corner, right? Let's take Jalen Ramsey for a second, right? The Rams had a bunch of young guys opposite Jalen Ramsey out there that's like developing all that, because you got Jalen Ramsey and he's such a dog and he goes straight to the head of the snake, your number 1 wide receiver and all that. it allows the defense to do certain things that you couldn't do. You can't attack. So now, when the other guys start to prove it on the other side, it's like they defense was number one. Their defense was number one last year. Bradbury's defense was top 10. You don't see the correlation there? Me personally, I feel like it's written in, like, the proof is in the pudding, man. Like, if you got a corner that his job is, let me try to take this number one guy out the game, every game, that should open it up for the rest of the defense. Unless you just got terrible matchups and they tearing you up all over the place, like, you should never be on the defense and have a number one corner, a top 3 corner, and your secondary should be bottom half, bottom 5 of the league. That doesn't happen. Because if you doing your job, taking away the best weapon, the other people on the other side should be able to, we're going to help him over here with him, or we're going to double him. Okay, pay bracket coverage over there. Like, it helps out the defense. So, I mean, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, man. Nah, indictment on Slay. I just never thought, me personally, he ain't got nothing to do with him being the Eagle. I just never thought he was the greatest thing since sliced bread. When he was with the Lions, I put that up for you if you want to. But when he was with the Lions, the last couple of years, their defense and their secondary was atrocious as well. So it's like he left the Lions because Matt Patricia, who did some BS, I said it was my BS. I can say it was BS, and he basically told him, showing his low light, so to speak, in the locker room, showing how people basically kicking up on him, and he basically was telling them, bro, your job is to shut them down, and you out here trying to make friends. I mean, that's the reason he left Detroit. So, you know what I mean, that's not me saying that. That's not an opinion, it's a fact. Slay told the story himself. So, you know what I mean? I just wanted to get my quick thoughts out there, man, in this situation. I see a lot of people talk about it and whatnot, the case may be. I'm going to put my 2 cents in there. Always remember, like and subscribe, share. You know what to do, man. Salute. We out.